is full disclosure. Because we know what we see, and there are too many of us. We're not going to
As I gaze upon the annals of time, one thing that comes through: we are not alone in this universe. It's a thought that rings true. Ancient cave dwellers drew spacecraft on the walls. It's a recurring theme. I've seen the same thing while walking late at night, and I know it's not a dream.
From Malmstrom to Manhattan, Boston to LA, there are people asking questions and they will not go away. But what has been seen might not be what it seems. The government's shadows dance in the sea.
If you tell the truth, they will ridicule everything you say and do. It's all part of a deception. It's a puppet master's tool. And I've seen those craft shut down the silos from 10 miles away. And there ain't nothing that the Pentagon can do. They can't make them go away.
From Malmstrom to Manhattan, Boston to LA, there are people asking questions and they will not go away. But what has been seen might not be what it seems. The government's shadows dance in the sea. From Malmstrom to Manhattan, New York to LA, you can't get the picture if they're pale or they're gray. But what we have seen might not be what it seems when the government's shadows dance in.
If you would like to hear Night Dreams Talk Radio on your local radio station, let them know. Tell them to check out www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. And thank you.
Good evening, or morning, depending on your time zone. From the Pacific to the Atlantic to you worldwide. Get yourself a cup of Java and find a comfy, easy chair. And get ready for Gary and his guest on Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark. And now, here's Gary.
Well, here I am. James, are you still there?
Yes, I am, Mr. Johnny.
Hey, I don't know about that. Let's get our guest on. La-dee-dee-dee. I need to get my glasses on one of these days. Haven't worn my glasses for the last couple months, and I tell you what, I like not wearing them, but boy, I can't see anything without them.
I can't see or read with them. I only use them for like nighttime or something like that, but otherwise I can't see with glasses, which don't make sense.
Yeah, well, let's get our guest on.
Hi, I'm not here right now, so go ahead and leave your name, telephone number, and a short message, and I'll get back with you. Bye.
That is not good.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang.
Well, what do you say about that, James?
I thought it was...
Okay, well, I think we got a phone call back from him. Hi, this is Gary at Night Dreams Talk Radio. Hey, what happened to you?
Hey, Gary, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I thought for a second I was going to start, what am I going to do for the next hour and a half?
Woo! We made it through that, huh?
Yeah, we did. So how's your day been?
My day has been busy. I work over at Department of Fish and Wildlife, so I was off for a whole week, and it was busy today.
Oh, wow. So what do you do for them? Are you like a game warden, or do you do something else?
No, I'm a supervisor, but we deal with all kinds of stuff, scientific collecting, restricted species, you name it.
Oh, interesting. So why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about you, Paul?
Okay. Well, my name is Paul Dale Roberts, and you can actually Google me, and you can find all of my stories just by Googling me. I'm a paranormal investigator. I used to be with the Army from 73 to 76. I worked with as an MP military policeman, and I worked undercover with the drug suppression team, CID Criminal Investigation Division. And then 79 to 86, I was in military intelligence. I was in 97 Bravo, and I was stationed with the Photo Interpretation Center in Korea, in Seoul, Korea, at Yongsan Barracks, and we studied reconnaissance aerial photographs of North Korea and Red China. And while I was in military intelligence, that's when I realized that even though Project Blue Book closed in 1969, our military was still interested in UFOs. So I discovered that while I was there. I'm a government worker. I've been a paranormal investigator since 2006, and I'm married to a psychic medium named Deanna Jackson Stinson, and she also too writes stories. We both write books. So we have several books out there, and we investigate everything. We're 14 investigators, so we investigate cryptids, UFOs, ghosts, demons, poltergeists, you name it.
Interesting. Now, what can you tell us on cryptids? What is the hottest cryptid in the country right now that people are reporting?
That would be Bigfoot. Everybody chases Bigfoot, and even myself. So one of our cases, we went to Mount Shasta, which is a Bigfoot UFO hotspot. And UFOs are associated with Bigfoot. A lot of people don't realize that, but there's been several sightings where they either see a Bigfoot and then later on they see a UFO. Or they see a UFO, and later on they see a Bigfoot. So there is an association between the two. When I went to Mount Shasta with my team, we did what is called knock-on-wood communication. And basically you take a piece of wood and you hit it up against a tree. And what I would do is hit the tree like 3 times to see if I can get any kind of responses back. And a lot of times when people do a Bigfoot hunt, they'll do that. They'll do the knock on wood type of communication. So I was doing that for a while, and we located what we thought could be a nest, a Bigfoot nest. And so I was hitting the tree 3 times to see if I could get a response. I did it a few times and nothing was happening. And then I hit the tree again 3 times, and behind me was a creek. And there was a rock thrown into the creek 3 times. And there was no humans there to do that. And a bear couldn't do it. To throw a rock into a creek 3 times. So we think that we actually got some kind of communication with Bigfoot. And one of the investigators who was sitting in the car, she got really scared. She was sitting in the car, and she claims something came and pounded on the car. And she thought it was a Bigfoot. That I couldn't verify but she even made a report to the Bigfoot Center, I think, up in Washington about it. So in her mind, she really does think it was Bigfoot. Also, too, on that same day, one of our psychic mediums, she said, take a picture of me because you're going to see something in the back of me. So we took a picture of her, and behind her was what looked like a UFO. So again, you have the UFO, which is associated with Bigfoot. And Shasta has all kinds of stories over there. They have supposedly the last of the Lemurians live in the caverns of Mount Shasta. Count Saint Germain, the immortal, supposedly was seen there in 1936. You have a lot of types of like cults that hang out there because it's a very mystical mountain. So that was my Mount Shasta experience. So what I did find unusual is to get the 3 rocks hitting the water 3 times when I was hitting the wood 3 times. So I feel like there was something there trying to communicate with me.
That sounds like it. But you got to be careful. You know, I had an investigator on my show here back a couple months ago. And what he said is, you know, he was out there knocking on trees, and then he heard knocks back, and he was so excited. End of the day, as they were coming back out of the trail, they ran into another group of Bigfoot hunters, and they started talking, and they go, yeah, we were getting tree knocks. And they go, well, when were you getting? Oh, about this time. He goes, oh, that was probably us. That can happen. So if you got different people out there.
Oh, yeah, that definitely can happen. And when I heard the rocks hit the stream, we moved quickly to see if there was any human activity, if there was a bear out there. And we didn't see anything. So it's like, maybe that was Bigfoot. And it was very close to where I was standing.
Now, do you pack anything when you go out for protection?
Like feet? Well, no, I mean, I don't bring any guns or anything like that. But I do, you know, bring the regular paranormal paraphernalia, you know, because we'll do a little bit of everything. Like at Mount Shasta, we brought binoculars and we brought night vision goggles. We had digital recorders in case we got any EVPs because supposedly there's ghosts there. So, I mean, we just brought your standard equipment, and that's what we usually do when we hunt for cryptids.
Well, you know, I gotta tell you, if you don't mind, I got a little story about Bigfoot. And James, don't laugh. And if you say orbs, I'm going to give you 3 X's on that sheet.
I won't. I promise.
Okay. Well, you better. Back in the early 2000s, okay, I took a break from broadcasting for 10 years. I got burned out on being a talk show host, and I took a break, and I managed a chain of professional camera stores. And I got to know a guy who was a medical doctor. He just got done doing his internship. And we would go out, you know, all up and down the Oregon coast and take pictures of lighthouses and find ghost towns and stuff like that and take pictures. Well, we had this crazy idea. Let's go up to the Canadian Rockies and go find old cemeteries, old silver mines. And we wanted to find this Japanese internment camp from World War II. And we went up there. It was the beginning of June. We're in the Canadian Rockies, and all I can tell you, it was still cold. There was snow off and on the side of the road and all that yet. Well, we had to hike in for about 2 miles, maybe a hair more, and we found the Japanese internment camp. And we were all excited because before we got there, we found a cemetery. It was like overgrown like you wouldn't believe. And, well, my friend goes, hey, look across the creek over there, and where that internment camp was in the middle of nowhere, because that's where they held the Japanese prisoners during World War II. It was interned there, and we're looking, and he says, "Look at that giant bear." So I take my camera and I